Good Mythical weekend. Today's game is all about spilling our fans' wildest secrets to the entire internet. What could go wrong? This is You Did What Now? Welcome, Mythical crew, and welcome our special guest, Ben of the Week. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we asked the Mythical Beast to anonymously submit their deepest, juiciest secrets to us so that we could read them all, and y'all will determine if the secret is so bad that they should take it to their graves, or if they should come clean, give their conscience a break, and spill the dang secret. That's pretty much it.
Oh, I hope we get a murder. No, I'd be so excited.
And we'll also be ranking all of the secrets today on this beautiful tea spilling ranking board from tamest all the way down to juiciest. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to open the floodgates. Our first secret is boss situationship.
Ooh, scandal.
I worked as a leasing agent at an apartment for years and was regularly hooking up with one of my managers. At the beginning, we were just friends because he was dating someone. One day, he told me they had broken up and wanted to go out with me that night along with some friends. So he tagged along, and one thing turns to another, and I end up sleeping with him.
Hell yeah.
That night started a 2-year situationship that included us meeting up in empty apartments to hook up. Wow. However, there was a massive flaw in this situationship, and that was that he was still dating his girlfriend.
Yeah, that was pretty clear by the empty apartments only rule.
I found out a few months after our initial hookup that he was never single, but at that point, I was completely obsessed with this dude.
Okay.
Trust me, I hated myself for being the other woman. However, I believed all the garbage he told me over those 2 years about how he wanted to leave her because he wasn't happy and that I was the only one he wanted to be with. I finally ended it when I decided to move cities to get away from him after he proposed to his girlfriend. They currently have a few kids and are still married. He still tries to hit me up on social media to this day.
Whoa. Name names.
This actually reminds me of something that happened to me. There was a married woman, and we would get together and watch DreamWorks movies. I called it my boss baby situation.
Yes.
Was that worth doing?
Dang, we all really thought that was a real story.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I know.
I said, Jordan Morris has had sex before?
No.
I have something kind of sincere, earnest to say.
Sure.
So I don't know if that will
It's
be
welcome, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm so sorry. That sucks. Just because if you're watching it, like that does suck. And also because I'm non-monogamous. Okay, that's like my orientation, and I want to bring it up because I truly think that like non-monogamous people should date non-monogamous people, and monogamous people should date monogamous people because the problem is not having sex with multiple people. The problem is lying. So I'm like, you don't have to tell that to anybody. Like, I feel like you told it to us, like, we can hold that for you and say, that sucks, you deserve more. It's obsessive. This is so sincere and honest. I just feel for you so bad. And I'm so sorry. It's just, like, so frustrating.
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
And say I agree, but I also disagree.
Yes.
Ooh.
I also think it's your fault. I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you're like, after a couple times I found out, and what? Then you did it for 2 more years? It's like, come on. Like, you were dickmatized, and I get it.
Happens to the best.
Listen,
Good dick will imprison you.
it will happen. But I'm just like, you chose to do that for so long, and really, it's because you liked the drama, the intensity. It's so sexy and cinematic to be like, we're having sex in empty apartments and he has a girlfriend, but he loves me. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you're loving the drama. And I respect that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can love the drama.
Listen, I think the whole leasing thing, I think that is a cheap motel alternative. Like, I think that's probably the smartest thing about the situationship that can just be like, oh, I can admire that
This
from
is
like
someone
a
who-
storytelling perspective. I still don't stand for it.
Sure.
And the other sincere, earnest thing that I would say,
You're hitting your mark almost too much. Like,
I know.
You're at your quota almost.
you should just check that if you were attracted to chaotic people and unavailable people, that might be a pattern in your life, and perhaps you were raised in chaos, so you feel more comfortable in chaos, and you actually feel uncomfortable if you were with someone who was available, and maybe that's why you were like obsessed and addicted to it, because no man is that good.
Why pay for therapy? You don't need it anymore.
I've done it too much.
That was amazing.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
Matt, you've
Ben?
been trying to get in for a really long time.
Yeah, but I want
You've
to,
just been sitting there with your mouth
respect
open like a
everyone's
grouper,
space.
yeah.
I think that this person should probably not judge themselves so harshly because it actually isn't this person's fault. Just let me explain. He was the one who was lying, and he was the one who was cheating. Now, she did keep going, and there's some culpability there. But at the end of the day, it actually is his responsibility, and he's more the scumbag. I also am someone who's like, say your secrets out loud.
Yeah, me too.
Otherwise, they hold all the power over you. I'll say anything out loud.
Have you ever been cheated on?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever cheated?
No.
Okay. Good to know.
Ben?
Yeah, Ben, what do you
Ben,
think?
what do you think about all this?
I'm gonna say spill, destroy the family,
Yeah.
tear down.
Okay, you're creating drama. You're having sex in a leasing office is what I'm hearing.
That is
Yes.
what
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Ben, I knew you were a messy bitch when I met you.
I just want to see real estate. I just have a passion for real estate.
I understand that. Where are we thinking boss situationship goes?
Let's go with the middle.
I agree, Matt. I think it's right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's maybe right
I
there.
can't wait to see what happens next.
I feel a murder in those cards that we're gonna have to save a
Feel a
spot.
little- Oh, don't say that Jordan's gonna get two. He's gonna start making his faces.
All right. Secret number 2 is herpes revenge prank.
Wow.
My ex had cheated on me, so I had my friend text him, and he didn't have her number, and she pretended to be a clinic and tell him that his current or past partner has herpes, and he needed to be tested. I didn't sleep with him, so it was obviously her. To this day, he's still scared that he has herpes. I have 1,000 questions.
She never slept with this person.
I guess so, which
That
I'm
she's
like,
revenging.
yeah, come on. You're
Is
that
it-
upset, but you didn't have sex with them? Come on.
Isn't that just doing something mean? Revenge is when someone does something mean first, right?
Well, I guess this person is thinking that the mean thing this person did was probably break up with them, is my guess.
Wait, is that what? No, but they never hooked up. They never had sex.
I'll read it again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's little to no punctuation in it.
Good.
My ex had cheated on me. Oh, that was it, right at the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah,
We found
yeah,
it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
found it.
That'll
Don't
do
be
it.
worried. We found
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, but
We
then-
all-
okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
right.
but okay. My ex had cheated on me, so I had my friend text him pretending to be a clinic and tell him that his current or past partner has herpes and needed to be tested. I didn't sleep with him, so it was obviously her. To this day, he's still scared he has herpes.
I understand.
There is a way to find out if you have herpes, so that's kind of my first thought.
Yeah, the herpes,
Yeah.
they just show up.
Yeah, and a doctor should be able to tell you. But I'm also
I read about that in People
Matt?
magazine.
Do you
It's
have
in People
herpes?
magazine. Everyone
Do you
reads
have
it.
herpes?
And
No.
and I mean, this is actually kind of to the point I would like to make. And of course, I don't have it because, as we've established, I've never had sex.
Yeah. Well, you can get it from kissing the wrong person.
Well, I'll let you know when that happens too.
Yeah, me too.
You got to put a ring on it if you want the cow. I'm the cow. So herpes, fairly common, right? And I don't think
Absolutely.
it's anything to be super ashamed of.
Not
If-
at all.
If you're gonna do this prank, go bird flu.
Yeah.
I
Or
agree.
make up a disease.
Make it
Yeah.
bigger, blow it out. I think you're 100%
Thank you.
right. But I'm also like, it makes me wonder if this person was like, that's my ex and they cheated on me, but they never even hooked up.
It's the ex. Then they probably broke up. Because he. I think she or this person didn't have sex with the ex after the cheating. So it was like, because it wasn't me, because we didn't have sex, that the only person that you would have had to get herpes from was somebody else.
But that's the
That's
thing
what
about
it's like.
herpes is that it can kind of be like, hello, from any point in time, right?
Okay,
Is that Australia?
Yeah. Herpes is Australian.
Yeah. Oh.
I do think the thing here that makes me go, "Ugh, just keep it. It's not worth it." Is that dude should be getting STD tested every year.
Yeah.
So what do you mean he still thinks he has herpes?
You can't
Get
really
a test.
You can't test for it.
Yeah.
The only way you know is when all of a sudden, you're gearing up for a big shoot day, and all of a sudden your mouth just
Wait, you
breaks
can't.
out.
You
and-
can't test for genital herpes.
No, you can't.
Can we get a fact check on that?
Wait, no.
Jamie,
I
bring
just
this up.
don't want to be
If I
spreading
must
information.
Google this.
Yeah.
Yeah, please, because I do believe that that's actually HPV.
Oh, I could be thinking of that. The point is,
No,
You-
no.
well-
Not the point is we need to
You can also
Yeah,
test for
guys, you can test. You can test. You can test for it.
and you can test for HPV, just not in men.
Yes, you can.
that's what I was
So-
thinking of. I knew it was
so-
one of the H ones.
Ben, where do you stand on pranks in general?
Pranks in general, I think they're a lost art sometimes.
Yes.
But lost in the sense that people are doing it wrong. We've lost a good old chuckle prank.
Okay, wait. So how would you have done? if you could do this prank, like what would you?
Would you have kept herpes or would
Yeah.
you have
I don't
gone-
know if I do herpes. Maybe like a bomb threat.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because that's
guess
more
I'm-
brave. That's more brave. That's more
It's
interesting.
more direct. It gets to the point.
Yeah.
I guess I'm
So-
confused at what the lost art part is. Because, I thought that pranks had become bomb threats. Whereas once they used to be like, hey, is your refrigerator running? Well, you better go catch it.
Yeah, and now it's like,
I'm swatting.
Now it's like, hey, is your
The SWAT
refrigerator
team's coming to
running?
your
The
house.
SWAT team is here.
Well, no, what you have to do is you have to call and you have to say, hey, your current partner has a bomb in their vagina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Because that is the thing. Because I do think the herpes was related because it was a sexual like betrayal.
it was genital related.
It was genital related.
So I think that's how you fix that. Well, where do we think this goes?
I think it's tame.
yeah, this this seems to
It's
be a
very
little
tame.
bit like this happened in high school.
Yeah.
This feels juvenile, and that's why I'm saying keep it. Don't spill it, because then people will judge you
Yeah.
today on the person you are today based on
Yeah.
the person that you used to be, unless that is the same non-updated version. And then I don't know, girl.
And it's not good enough. Not that there's anything wrong with you, but this is not a good enough thing to be like, hey, I did this really funny thing one time, and I'm gonna tell people about it, and they're gonna laugh.
Unless you're
Yeah.
like friends with, it would just be to tell him, but he should really just get tested.
Yeah, we should all just go get tested.
When's the last time you, viewer, got tested?
Something to think about. Secret number 3.
That's a surprise. We're all getting swabbed. Okay, come on out, technician.
That's the new version of swatting. You call someone and you're like, there's an STD
Swabbing.
test at your house.
Swabbing.
You're getting swabbed. Secret number 3, hidden rubber ducks.
Okay.
I have a best
I
friend.
hope it's up the butt.
Yeah.
Oh, please let it be up the butt.
That kills them.
I have a best friend who I have known for almost a decade now. For the past 5 years of our friendship, I have begun hiding different small rubber ducks around her house. I do not hide these ducks super often as to not raise suspicion. Places I have used are cereal boxes, shoes, purses, and under her mattress. She and I have been trying to figure out this mystery for years. To me, this was all a huge joke. I have come to realize that this is not a joke to her. As of the past year, it has truly come to a head. She has begun asking questions. She is hell-bent on figuring out where all these ducks are appearing from. And due to both of us being 17, her parents often find them as well.
17 now?
So
this
they
has been
started
going on
this
since
when
7.
they were 8 or whatever.
I don't know why I imagined this person was 45.
Yeah, me too.
Sure.
They said the word decade.
Yes.
As
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
haven't lived just a little bit more than one.
Just one of them, yeah. It is just the 3 of them in the house, so they are feeling concerned. I fear it is too late to come clean.
Nope, you're 17.
Yeah.
Not too late. You have no idea how much life you have left to live. Please.
Yeah.
Do it now. Do not gaslight your friend anymore.
And I get how this, like, when you think of this, you're like, this will be cute. But I think the way this has been prolonged, it seems like the work of a very twee serial killer.
Yes,
Like a really
yes.
cute Jigsaw played by Zooey Deschanel is
Yeah.
doing this. It does have a sinister bent to it that I think you maybe didn't intend, 17-year-old.
You may.
Well, yeah,
Addie, you have a question.
yeah, I have a question. What is you? I'm kidding. That's not what I want to talk about. The thing that I raised my hand about was I feel like it stinks when you're misunderstood. So, and I feel like the reason why it feels like a
Yes,
secret
yes.
that's bad is because it is not this fun, jovial thing. I one time used the key to my neighbor's house to get into the house because my friend lived there and she was having a hard day at school and I wanted to like leave her a little like gift and I had a spare key. I was like probably like 16, 17. And the parents got very upset with me and were like, Addie's just breaking into the house. And I was like, oh, right, that is what that looks like. And it is humbling and you can apologize. But I think, and I apologize and they've never forgiven me and those parents do not talk to me.
But that won't happen to you.
And that won't happen to you.
Won't.
Because what I didn't do was this. I think you should make a grand gesture. I think you should, in the most loving way, I think you should take a bunch of rubber duckies and like put them in like a box.
or one really big rubber
one
ducky.
really big
That's what
one.
I was thinking, a rubber duck shaped cake.
Oh,
Like
rubber
cake.
duck
That
shaped
would
car.
be
Duck
cute.
car.
Like,
Rent the DC duck boat. Drive them into the water.
the DC duck boat.
yeah, and maybe like write a letter of apology. Like make it a thing where then in another decade you'll look back and laugh.
Yeah.
You know, maybe now I'm thinking, go more serial killer with it. Go from ducks to.
Kill her parents.
I was gonna say, go corn husk dolls and human teeth. Just start doing that, and then.
And Jordan, tell the folks at home where you get your human teeth.
Meet me behind the Bob's Big Boy. There's a guy there, and he has great prices on human teeth.
I get them from my mouth.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Wow, well, I'm glad we cleared all that up.
Yeah, wait, Ben, what?
Ben, what would you hide around the house?
Start using real ducks. Make it like a humanitarian crisis. Like,
Okay.
get PETA on the case and like have
Yes.
have 20 ducks running around her house, and then she's like scrambling. She won't even like be worried about like, am I getting gaslighted? Like, she's gonna be like, I have 20 ducks to like handle and feed right now.
And then you switch them when PETA gets there and they're rubber again.
And you're gaslighting.
And it's just like, they're not alive ducks, like some sort of twisted Toy Story situation.
So essentially, you got a lot of options here.
Yeah.
Of what you can do.
Regardless, you'll go to juvie if the authorities get. You're 17. Like,
Yeah.
prison's not even in the.
Don't
go
even
crazy.
worry about it. You will not get charged as an adult.
Where do we think this goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do think it is juicier than the herpes. Because I think there's a psychological warfare happening with
Yeah,
with the whole
weirdly.
family.
Yeah, I mean, when parents are involved, I think things do inherently get more tense.
Yeah. When a child is pranking an adult. Yeah.
All right. Rogue tampon.
Wow, my favorite X-Man.
Yeah.
That's my gamer tag.
Hit me up in Marvel Rivals. I'm Rogue Tampon.
I just got no scoped by Rogue Tampon.
I was at Target with my best friend and needed to use the restroom to change my tampon. My tampon would not come out with a simple tug, so I tugged harder, but when I did, the tampon literally flung out of my hands, slid under the stall, and hit the shoes of a woman who was washing her hands. I immediately pulled my legs up to hide as she turned around to see what hit her. She started yelling and crying, asking who got period blood all over her shoes. I stayed quiet and she eventually left. I waited another 5 minutes before I left the stall and cleaned the floor. I met back up with my friend and she was sobbing. I asked her what was wrong and she told me that someone hit her with a tampon.
This is like Euphoria.
Yeah. I started internally freaking out, but tried to comfort her. It's been nearly 2 months and I still haven't told her it was my tampon that hit her. I feel so guilty as she refuses to use public restrooms, but I can't bring myself to tell her because I think she will hate me. What should I do?
Tell her.
I think make her a cake, a tampon cake.
Yes. Tampon cart. Tampon
Cake,
cart.
everything.
Tampon boat.
And I really think you should just say and you can just honestly just tell this story of, you know what I mean, of being like, listen, I haven't want to tell you this because I care about you so much, and the thought of hurting your feelings or making you feel scared or anything it'd be so painful to me. But it was really hard to pull the tampon out. She's a girl, she'll get it. Like sometimes it gets lodged.
It does. That's true.
I have strong thoughts.
I would love to.
First and foremost, I want to give you a tip. You're taking your tampon out too early. If it hurts that hard to pull out, it's not wet enough. Leave it in there. Keep it soaking. That's the first thing you need help with. That's medical. That's free medical help. This is healthcare.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would stop being friends with her because
I never thought it might be the victim's fault.
and this is my point. The victim, you got hit in the shoe with a tampon in the bathroom. So obviously an accidental situation. And your
Also,
impulse,
who hasn't?
yes, but your
Something very similar happened to Matt and I, and we're still friends to this day.
That's
there you
right.
go. I'm just like, your impulse is to start freaking out, crying, and screaming about it. If that happened to me, I would immediately go, hey, queen, no worries. I would just shout it back into the bathroom because I would say, that's the worst day of that person's life. They just did such a mortifying accident.
Yeah.
I would say, no worries. It's actually really funny. Follow me on YouTube. I'll see you later. And I would head out of the bathroom.
Sounds like this victim might be kind of a guy's girl.
I don't know. I just think crying, you get hit in the tampon with a shoe, obviously on accident, and you cry. I don't know.
No, not hitting the tampon with a shoe.
That would be worse.
That's a different
Oh,
situation.
my God, yes, that one feels good.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I also think it's funny. That's funny.
This is so funny.
This is so funny.
Take this on the road. This is the person whose story this is. Take it on the road. It's really funny.
And she doesn't think it's
Whose
funny.
tampon is on first? It could be a doubles ad.
Exactly.
Oh, Abbott Costello type thing.
All right, I want to go down the line with you three. What do we think of Tampon Gate?
Men.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that we all got bodies.
We all have bodies.
They produce gunk.
Lots of gunk.
And let's try and be a little understanding of our fellow people who have disgusting gunk-filled bodies.
That's right.
We all have a tampon in right now.
Yeah. Spiritually, physically, emotionally.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think?
I think a tampon is a state of mind.
Great.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, say no more, actually. I understand what you mean.
Thank you.
Matt?
I forgot what we were talking about.
Perfect. Let's move on. I'll say that this feels pretty good to me, honestly. I don't know if it's juicy, but it's funny. And hey, you know what? I'll say the problem was it sounded like the tampon wasn't juicy enough.
Hey.
Great point.
It could be there, depending on what else we have.
Sure, we can reorient.
And I can't
these.
wait to reorganize.
No one's told me I can't do that.
Yeah.
All right. Stolen jewelry.
Okay, now we're talking crimes.
When I was 18 and moving in with my first boyfriend,
Too early.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry. I
I'm
genuinely
just judging this person's life.
I
decisions.
genuinely got thrown off. That's
Yeah.
my fault. I'm so sorry about that.
18?
I thought you were telling me something was wrong and I got scared. When I was 18 and moving in with my first boyfriend,
Too young.
he got kicked out of his parents' house and we needed money fast and we didn't have enough money for an apartment. So I took some of
Yeah, you're 18.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I took some of my family's jewelry without telling them and sold it for cash.
I mean, it's nice to do that just to pay rent. There's way, like, I don't know if you guys have juicier secrets than this, but I sure have sold my fair share of family stuff for money to do things that were a lot worse than this.
Like what?
Well, you can kind of piece it together.
Well, you said you just believed in spilling all your secrets, so I
Yeah.
wanted to give you a space to do that if you wanted to.
to buy Bibles for the local Bibleist church.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Interesting.
Wow.
How'd you pay for all your heroin?
The Bibles. The Bibles. You get good
You
money on
flip the jewelry for the
Appreciate it.
Bible.
Oh,
The Bibles.
God,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Bible
yeah.
market
It's
is huge.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. Wow, this one feels bad to me, right?
No, this feels tamish to me.
Really? I've never stolen ever anything.
Oh, hi, I'm perfect. My name's Jordan.
Whatever.
I've never hit a guy with my car, moved the body, and not told anybody.
Oh boy, I really hope I didn't submit that secret and it's gonna show up in this game.
convicted of voter fraud.
Okay, Ben, do you want to say something in a dumb voice?
Yeah. Look at me and say something.
Hey.
Good job. That was perfect. That was perfect.
That was really good.
I do feel like that this does sound a lot like taking one of those leap years before college type
Okay.
thing a little bit.
What's it called?
What's it called? A leap year? Or is that when
Gap
there's
year,
20?
maybe? Gap
That's
year?
the one. Leap year is when there's extra day in February. And you can look that one up on Bing.
Yeah, can we get a fact check on that?
But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it's because of maybe their financial situation in general, because they are 18, they're very young. But I would also agree about, what are you doing moving in? Don't move in.
I mean, I feel like you just don't know what the story is. You don't know what the options are. I feel like you keep this and make something of yourself. Earn money, like become person, and then when it feels like you, and then like give it back to your parents. Do you know what I mean?
In
like,
the
an
form of
envelope.
a cake or a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like give it back and be like, I'm so sorry, I love you so much. I've carried this with me, but I really needed it in this time.
And then you're like, here's a Cartier love bracelet to your mom now, 20 years later.
Yeah, so just
Ben,
like
wait.
I would say spill it because
course.
it's very ethical to do that. You could have they could have robbed like a jewelry store,
Sure.
but they shopped local. Their mom's
Yeah.
like,
Right, yeah.
Sustainable,
Jewelry box,
free
so-
range,
Sustainable.
stealing from your house.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. I need to know why the boyfriend got kicked out of his house. Sorry, I feel like that adds so much context.
Yeah.
Was he being a bad boy and that's why he had to get kicked out? Or was he gay? I need to know. You know what I mean? That adds. I'm like,
It
if
adds.
you're stealing from an anti-gay family, that's an act of resistance, and I think that's good.
I do think we should remember that like all laws are constructed.
Well, there's only
So it's
one
like-
law. It's God's law.
And you can sell and you can sell that for heroin.
I'm feeling like this one goes right here.
I
What do
think
we
it goes
think?
there.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, it's not too wild.
Yeah, we'll revisit.
Great. All right. We got one more, and that one is called Hunger Games Lie. One day I got really bored and told my family that I was an extra in the first Hunger Games movie. We watched the movie that night, and I paused it when there was a big fight scene with a crowd. I got up and said, "This is my big moment," and I pointed to the middle of the crowd and said, "There's me, look." And they all believed me because you couldn't see the person's face that I was pointing at. That was around 8 years ago now, and my grandparents still tell everyone that their grandson is a famous actor and played a big role in a famous movie.
Oh, well, that's on them.
Yeah,
Yeah, your grandparents are senile. Just
Yeah,
let them
Let
live.
them live, and they're lying, so let them lie.
Yeah, they know you weren't a big famous actor.
If I was a grandparent, parent and my grandson or granddaughter said that, I would then ask their parents, AKA my son or daughter, hey, are they lying? So it's weird to lie to your family about that. That's because they're just going to be like, no, you weren't.
So
know what
you
I mean?
think spill or not spill?
Well, at this point, you're basically in it. You know, like who's gonna know? This is like one of those things that you just let them live their life, having their little fantasy.
And I just want to just speak on behalf of all background actors.
Oh, yes,
As Fremen number 3 from Dune 2. No, I wasn't a Fremen. I lied. I just wanted you to think I was cool.
There's many worse lies than that. I had a friend in elementary school who told me he was the Green Ranger. And that his dad was the, quote, coach of the Dodgers. And I just kind of let him continue on with this lie. I let him tell me about scripts that got rejected, storylines for Green Ranger that they never did. He told me he was going to say hi to me at the end of an episode of Power Rangers. Because I was so embarrassed for him, I didn't want to be like, I know you're lying. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta let liars lie. You know?
That's really nice. It sounds like he really needed that, and I think that's sweet of you.
I think I helped them.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Yeah.
He's in prison now.
Is that true?
I don't know. I haven't checked that.
Matt!
Nah, stop lying.
Were any of you in the Hunger Games movie?
No, I was only in Twilight. And I sucked in it. I was terrible.
Who did you play?
I'm one of the vampires.
Oh, which one?
The sexy one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm a terrible actor, but you could see my huge dick through my pants.
I love
And
that.
that's why they cast me.
I
but
love that
was
big
so
dick Twilight
bad.
scene. It's one of my favorites.
So bad.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing that with
No
us.
problem.
It was much larger than I thought when I was reading the book.
You know, a lot of people say that to me.
Yeah, wow. Well, how do we feel about Hunger Games
Ben,
lie?
Yeah, what
Like,
do you,
way up at the top.
I want to hear what Ben has to say about Hunger Games
Yeah.
lie.
Keep it. That is the weakest thing.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
that's the weak. I mean, it's definitely going on tamest up there, but I mean, build on it. As your grandparents get like more senile, you can say, Gam Gam, I got like a starring role in Hunger Games 2. I'm
Do
in.
you call your grandma Gam Gam?
No, I was just trying to think like
I
what
call mine
would-
Gan Gan.
Gan Gan.
Gan
What do you-
Gan.
What do you call your grandma?
Just grandma.
Just grandma.
Just classic.
I love,
organic.
I love this. Just like keep it going. It's like Gan Gan. I host Family Feud now.
Yeah. Gan Gan, I'm The Rock.
Find an actor that looks like somewhat like you and be like, that's me. That's me.
Just let them say it. Let your grandparents say what they need to say. They're going to die soon.
Yeah, they're
Like, don't be selfish.
Either that or do something with your life. Make them
something of
proud.
Yeah, they've got to be rebooting those movies at some point.
100%.
Become an actual extra in the Hunger Games.
Yes, it's not that
That's
hard.
a good idea, Jordan.
Thank you.
Just make the lie real. Just fake it till you make it.
Where are we saying this goes? I might switch this out with Hidden Rubber Ducks. Now, the more I sit with Hidden Rubber Ducks, I'm like, that would scare me.
No, I feel like Hunger Games lie is the tamest.
Okay, so
I
you
feel like
so
that.
you
Yeah.
think, okay,
Yeah,
it's
because
just kind of a
that's not
funny
hurting
goof.
anyone. No, that's not hurting
Sure,
anyone.
sure, most tame.
That's a do no harm.
I feel like boss situationship is the juiciest out of all of
It's
them.
I
getting.
would agree
It is.
with you.
Yeah.
It's-
Having sex on no furniture,
Yeah, I mean, also,
Yeah.
or maybe furniture or new. I mean, that's definitely the juiciest.
and then maybe we could put, no, that one's got to go down.
No, Hidden Rubber Duck's more.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
that's
No,
that's
Hidden Rubber Ducks is psyops. That's the psychological.
yeah.
warfare
To
on the
me,
family.
that's like
I mean, honestly, I'm
Hannibal
now
stuff.
thinking that maybe Hidden Ducks is like second to
Yeah,
boss
that's what I'm
situation.
thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like because that's a real
yes,
I mean, monumental in that person's life.
yes.
Okay, how do we feel about this?
I think that is
good.
a,
Looks
a
good.
beautiful puddle of tea.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
I think it's good.
Pour me a cup.
I think it's good. It feels good. Wow. Well, okay, thanks to our crew for playing today. And a very special thanks to Ben of the Week. You can check him out on YouTube and everywhere else online at Ben of the Week. And of course, thanks to the Mythical Beasts for sending this in, who let us make content out of their precious secrets. We'll see you next Saturday with a brand new episode of Good Mythical Weekend. Bye!
Bye.
The Clockatrice hoodie is available now in 2 colorways, only at mythical.com.